God or Yah shall your fathers give it to you. You shall not add unto the word, unto the word, unto the word, unto the word. So the law is the word, okay? How you doing, Wale? What's going on with you? How you doing, Wale? First of all, what's going on with you? So you've heard me tell y'all that the word is the law. I'm trying to answer that before. You shall not add unto the word which I command you. It shall you finish all from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord It is right. Now listen now. He says, what nation so great that have the statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day. Listen. Listen. We are a great nation. Even though we're at the underdog right now, this is about to change. And I'm going to prove it to you tonight. This is about to change. Brother, wait, what you got to say tonight?
about it, but be excited about it. Yeah, I was telling somebody the other day that you can't talk to somebody that's in the middle of battle with you, in the middle of the trenches with you, like you sitting down having a coffee date at Starbucks. And I think that your urgency that you're trying to get over to us is not just because you're trying to get us hyped. You know, you ain't never been the Flavor Flav dude to me because you bring out too many facts. You say more than what Flavor Flav says. So all the things that you were saying, man, I think in the delivery and the intensity, I believe it has to do with this being the last days. It's the time. It's the reaching out. And some people don't understand that they lost in Christianity, they lost in religion, they lost in this dating thing that's going on, and they're lost in this talk about grace with no truth. Can I say that again? Grace with no truth. And it's like, man, if they was at sea and you had a life raft, you just trying to reach out there and grab as many as you can. And some of them like, nah, I'm chilling. It's like, no, you bleeding and the sharks is coming. Nah, I'm chilling. Nah, you bleeding and the piranhas is coming. Nah, I'm chilling. And they don't they they don't see the while we screaming emergency because they don't see the fire. And and man, it's here, bro. Like now I'm saying, you know, the Most High is wrapping all of this up. The end is not near. The end is here. Not for us. Not for us. That's going to be the start of a new kingdom. Like now I'm saying, you know, and on the earth that's going to reign forever. But man, excellent job on Sunday. Excellent.
To God be all the glory. To God be all the
I
glory.
missed it on Sunday, but we did talk over the phone. I was knocked out. Me and the children was up all night.
But yeah, I did speak to Brother Pass, and we kind of gave him a synopsis of what we talked about. But you're kind of gonna it's kind of gonna be a continuation tonight on it. Brother Wee, can you do me a favor? Can you look up soul ties and how it and mitochondria are parallel to each other? Is that possible?
I can do that. Give me a second.
I know that it's kind of short notice, but just take your time, and I want you to kind of look that up. I gave some scriptures to Brother Pass here a few minutes ago. Romans chapter number 8, verse number 15. Did you get that one, Brother Pass?
Yeah, I'm over here in Judges. Let me
No, I run over. I keep Judges. You keep Judges because you got a lot there. I'm gonna run that Romans 8 and 15. I got it right here, right here. One page over. And Romans 8:15 says, "You have not received the spirit of bondage again. You have not received the spirit of bondage again." So the spirit of bondage is what Israel get when we're disobedient. Okay, we get the spirit of bondage. That's what we get. That's our punishment. Okay. And I'm going to prove it to you over in Deuteronomy chapter number 28, verse 15 again. Verse 15 in Deuteronomy 28, he says that if you do not keep the laws and the commandments and the statutes, that you will be on the bottom. You will be in bondage. You will be in slavery. You will be carried away in chains and on ships. You will be bound. You will be sold as bondmen and bondwomen. No man will save you, buy you, save you, buy you. And so there was nobody's going to come to your aid. Okay, and the reason is because the Most High is our aid. The Most High is our leader. The Most High, and so He's not going to allow no one to get the glory of delivering Israel. No one will ever get the glory of delivering Israel. You hear me, right? So when we talk about Martin Luther King and we talk about Abraham Lincoln and we talk about this great leader and that great leader, what we're doing is we're fathering our bondage, because the Most High says, "I will not share my glory with no man." In other words, I will not share Israel, because Israel is the glory. You got to hear me, right? I will not share that with no man, okay? So regardless of whether Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, I don't care what Jim Crow done, I don't care what Willie Lynch said, none of that really matters. What matters the most here now is that there is a spirit of bondage. And Paul here is saying now that because of the cross, we have not received the spirit of bondage again. Okay? Because the spirit of bondage is what is placed on Israel when Israel is disobedient. And I'm going to show this to you about 4 times tonight in the book of Judges. Actually, it's about 7 times, but we're only going to go about 4 times. I believe that the scripture says where there's 2 witnesses of a thing, 2 or 3 witnesses of a thing, it's true. So we're gonna validate that tonight. I want to show us about marriage. Why marriage has been so discombobulated, and what it has done is has kept us in bondage, because we don't marry out of royalty, we marry out of peasantry. Yeah, I'll say that again. We marry out of peasantry. We don't marry out of royalty. 1 Peter 2 and 9. And I'm going to go over here real quick, because I want you to know who you are. Who you are. I just told you that you're a great nation. But 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9, and it reads, I'm going to start at verse 8. A stumbling and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to him which stumble at the word, being disobedient. Being disobedient. See, when we're disobedient, we get us a stumbling block. Whereunto also they were appointed. But ye, who Yasharel, are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that should show forth praise to him that have called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. This marvelous light. This marvelous light. Our problem is we don't know who we are. And so therefore we don't know that the law is the endorsement of who brought us out of darkness. That's what it is. He brought us out of Egypt. Okay, he brought us out of Egypt. Brought us out of Egypt, the Egyptian mindset. Remember, we talked about on Sunday, you got to change your mind. You got to see this. I did a whole series on the mind and how the mind is captivated based on what influences it from the outside. And because we don't believe in the law, it's easy for us to be captivated by everything outside of the Most High. And so from that perspective, we think that the ring and the one knee thing is the marriage. That's what we think. And we really go with that. But that is a peasantry mindset, because what God gave us is a royal mindset. Do y'all understand that, right? Got to talk to me for a little while. Because what the Most High gave us is royalty. And this is why they would tell you that it is done away with. Because as long as you don't do what the Most High tell you to do or gave to us, guess what? He can't bend his words. He can't change. He gotta. So what he done, he says, in order for everyone to know who you are, this is what I'm going to do. When you're disobedient, you're going to be the underdog. You're going to be in bondage. When you obey me, you're going to be on top, the head and never the tail, above and not beneath. But when you don't obey me, you're going to be beneath and never ahead. You're going to be the tail and you can't be the head. You're going to be the borrower and can't be the lender. So in either way, we are being shown who we are. Are y'all getting that? And so the only people that are really suffering are the people that don't know who they are. And so what we've been doing is we've been trying to get equal rights. Equality does not belong to you. I want to say that again. Equality does not belong to you. Thank you there, Jermaine. Equality does not belong to you. What belongs to you is the head. And if you don't accept that, then you accept the tail. Okay? There is no middle ground for Yasharel. We don't get to live in the middle. He says, in Revelations, he says either you are hot or cold. There is no middle ground.
Revelations 3:15 and 16.
There you go. He don't take the straddlers of the fence. We don't get to straddle the fence. Either we're going to be the in thing or the refreshing thing. Either way, we're going to be something that is noticed. So how are you going to see yourself from this place on? Because now, Romans chapter number 8, verse 15, it says that we have not received the spirit of bondage again. Okay? To fear. To fear. So bondage automatically comes with Fear. What is the biggest fear of everybody? One of the biggest fears is failure. Another one is getting pregnant. Another one is getting her pregnant. One is being put on child support. One is losing my house. Another one is losing my car. Another one is getting a job. Another one is losing a job. And these are all of the fear factors that actually affect Israel. Big time. And so because of our royalty, or because of who we are, for real who we are, we're constantly trying to come up without obedience. But the only way we're going to come up, there you go, thank you for that, bills, whoever that is. But bills is another thing that keeps us in fear, paying our rent every month. All of these things are fear factors. These are the real fear factors that plagues Israel. And most of us on here are right now plagued by something that is a fear factor for you. Sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? I'm fearful, because my daddy had diabetes, or my mama had something, or my daddy, and they tell us that these things are hereditary and that you're going to get it because your mama had it, your daddy had it, your sister, your aunt, whoever had it, so you're next in line. I come to tell y'all that is a lie. Put in the chat, I will not believe the lie no more. I will not believe the lie anymore. I will not believe the lie anymore. I am Israel. And what did he say to Israel? When Israel knows who he is, what did he say? He says, I will not put any of the sicknesses that I put on Egypt on you. I am the one that healeth thee. You got to hear me with your spirit for this tonight. This is not elementary. And the law is the perfect law. This is very good. And so when we begin to understand that, what happens now is we stop marrying out of peasantry. Well, what do you mean when you say peasantry? Let me explain peasantry. Remember the knight in shining armor? The story of the knight in shining. The knight was a peasant. Who he was trying to woo was a queen. He was trying to get this queen to cheat on her husband to run away with him. But you a peasant. This is what peasants do. Peasants prey on each other's woman. And the woman allows some of them to catch her. We call it cheating. I'm going to put it in the right category. It's peasantry. This is why most of the women that we touch have been defiled or violated by other men. Because we allow peasantry. So what we're going to do tonight is, as Israel, we're not going to believe the lie anymore. I hope that you're hearing me with your spirit. I won't believe the lie anymore. And so here he's saying that because why? Because we have not received the spirit of bondage. Again, that don't belong to us. That don't belong to you. Take it off. Take off that spirit of bondage. It's not yours. To fear. The only reason we fear is because we don't believe. We don't have any faith. O you of little faith. O ye of little faith. See, when you believe the law, when you believe that the law of God is good for you, you can speak and the atmosphere got to respond. When you believe that the law is good for you, you can speak and the atmosphere, hear what I said now? The atmosphere has to respond. Well, what do you mean? See, because the words that you speak, remember what he said to Peter. He said to Peter, I'm going to give you keys. And then he told him what the keys were. When you speak, when you bind it up, I bind it up. When you loose it, I loose it. See, the problem is we have loosed peasantry and bound up the law. We have loosed the lie and bound up the truth. And so what we're experiencing is what we have loosened, and what we're not experiencing is what we have bound up. But so what we got to do is we got to unbind the law and bind up the lie. For Paul says in Romans chapter number 8, he says that they believe the lie. So what is the lie? That the law is done away with. That's the lie. That's the lie. That's the only reason we are still suffering. It's because we believe the lie. So if you turn with me over to Judges, the book of Judges. This is a very good book to me. And I'm going to start at Judges chapter number 2. Now, there are 7 times in the book of Judges that's going to say these words. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. Okay? Tonight, we're going to go over 4 of those. Thank you for that. Galatians 5 and 7. That's also Paul talking about Israel again and how we missed the mark. Because missing the mark is to mean that you did not, your purpose was not to hit the mark. That's why he says if you have just a little bit of faith, I got the rest. But when we miss the mark, then what does that mean? That means that we intentionally miss the mark. Oh, this is good. And so in Judges chapter 2, and then our brother Pass, I want you to start reading from Judges chapter 4, I think it is, all of the ones I gave you. And we're going to do one at a time. And tonight, y'all, we're debunking the theory that we're not in bondage, and bondage is the reason we act the way we act. Bondage is the reason we carry each other the way we carry each other. Bondage is the reason we're fearful, we're broke, we're discombobulated, we're sick. The bondage is the reason we don't mind spilling our seed. We don't mind ABing our children. We don't mind being drunk in the streets. We don't mind showing all of our flesh. We don't mind putting all kind of markings on us because Yasharel, he says, look, don't put no marking of the dead on you. That's what he said. Put some fruit in the track. Because, and you know what the ink that tattoos come from? The ashes of who? This is very good. So listen now. Listen. In Judges chapter 2, verse 20. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. Now what about the Moabites? What about the Amorites? What about the Jerubites or the Hittites? Why does the Bible not say that the anger of the Lord was kindled against them? Because they were not given the charge. They were not given the charge. So it would have been unfair to charge them for something that they have not been given responsibility for. So he's a fair God. He's a righteous God. All of his judgments are right. Y'all feel me? There you go. Thank you for that. He hadn't dealt with any nation. So he was being fair when his anger was against Israel. Now, why was his anger against Israel? You got to go all the way back to Exodus chapter 19, verses 5 and 6. You are a peculiar people. You are a kingdom of priests. So the whole priesthood was an example set so that all of Israel will be a kingdom of priests wherever we are. And so what we were supposed to do, we are supposed to show the excellency of the law. Not peasantry of the Moabites, the Egyptians, or the Canaanite mindset. We weren't supposed to show that. But instead, we gravitated more to that until a ring. A ring does not solidify, and I'm going to prove it to you. Because if marriage is supposed to be forever, how can you take a ring off and call it over? I'm waiting. How can you take a ring off and call it over? You can't. Because under peasantry and under the Egyptian and the Canaanite mindset, you can. And it's legal for you to do so. But it is illegal in the kingdom. Now, what law are you going to trust? What law are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the laws of the land as your marriages, or are you going to believe the law of the Most High as your marriages?
The laws of the Most High.
And I'm speaking this because this is an area. Let me just show you. Because some people say, well, you talk about that a lot. You talk about that a lot. You talk about that a lot. And I do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because before we started swapping partners as Israel, the men of Israel knew that if they touch her, they had to keep her. So over in Judges and Deuteronomy, I just read it to you. Deuteronomy 4. Let me read to you and what Moses was talking about here in Deuteronomy chapter 4. I'm coming to you, Brother Pass. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Please stay with me. I'm going to get there. I'm going to finish verse 20. I promise you. I'm going to finish verse 20. I'm going to finish it. I got some good friends here today. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's read Numbers 25 first. Let's read that first. Numbers 25. And Israel abode, verse 1, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit 304 them. What is 304 them? That's when you are intimate with someone and you don't keep them. Okay? That means that the men were going into the women and not being accountable and responsible for the women. Okay? Because you got to remember now, when the Most High gave us the woman, the purpose of the woman was to help meet. Now, anything that you own or anything that belongs to you, if you have a dog, don't you go and feed it? If you have a cat, don't you feed it? Don't you provide it with the essentials, basic essentials, at least that? But our woman, we would go into her, plant a seed, and let her go. And this is a very serious problem, because before this, when Balaam tried to curse Israel, he couldn't. You know why? Because that sin right there was not being committed in Israel. But we did it. And so look, and it says, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit 304 them with the daughters of Moab. Why did they have to go out? That's kind of like what I would call the passport bros. They had to step outside of Israel to have fun. They had to step outside of Israel to be trained in all kinds of perversions. And listen now, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bow to their God, and Israel joined themselves to Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against whom? Israel. Why is he always mad with Israel? Because Israel, you and I, are the ones he gave the law to. Don't believe the lie. What's the lie? The law is done away with, because you are only, or we are only hurting ourselves, because we don't get the middle ground. We don't get to be in the middle. Either we're going to be on the top or the bottom. Type in the comments where you're going to be. Are you going to remain on the bottom, or are we going to rise to the top? I want to know. Are you going to the top or the bottom? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Because we don't get no middle ground. Israel, we don't get to ride in the middle. Now, we don't even get to ride scrub. What the songwriter said, I ain't riding scrub no more. Y'all follow me, right? That's funny right there. So in the book of Deuteronomy,
You talking about the song Scrubs by TLC?
yeah.
Okay. I don't want no scrubs, huh?
Right, I don't want no scrubs. You see what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be that. We are supposed to be the driver of the car. You follow me? So listen, now Moses here is talking about, your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord thy God destroyed them from among you. So what's happening, right? The reason we see such high levels of unalignment within our community, because we follow Baal Peor. We don't mind going into our women and leaving them. This is a male problem. This is not females suffer because they follow the male. that's why Paul says, wives, submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. He didn't tell them to submit based on him submitting. He told them to do their submission based on submitting to the Lord. And we must understand that piece. That's a whole nother topic that we'll deal with. Anyway, and so here we go. He says, Baal Peor. For this is the first time that God dealt with Israel because of intimacy. Because prior to that, remember, the golden calf, he dealt with them for that. The what else they done out there in the wilderness? They began to complain. He dealt with them for that. But this particular time, it was something different. Because what the men began to do was they began to put their seed somewhere it should have never went. Into strange women. Into strange women. And so here we go today. Let me ask a question. Do you understand so far?
Yes.
I need to make sure, because Israel, we are a nation. This is not religion. This is not religion. This is a nation. Okay? So I'm not religious. I use the Bible because the Bible is about Israel. And it is a revelation of who we are. Do y'all understand that that is the gospel, the revelation of you? We'll deal with that another day. That's the gospel. The revelation of who you are is the gospel. But we're going to get to that. And so over in, so now that we got Baal Peor and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and why? Now we understand the bondage. What happens to Israel when we refuse to do it God's way? We go into bondage. And what is the number one factor that you're in bondage? Lack. You are always afraid. You ride in your car with no insurance. You go to the hospital. You're looking, and you're always looking for someone to do something for you outside of you. We call it the man. The man won't do this. The man won't do that. No, let's call it what it is. It's our disobedience. And the scriptures are very, very plain. It's just that we believe the lie. But I got a group of people on here today that says, I'm not going to believe the lie anymore. I'm going to get to the law and stay with the law. I'm not believing the lie. I'm going to believe that the law is the truth. This is what we're going to believe. And so here we go. Here we go. Judges chapter 2. And the anger of the Lord was kindled hard against Israel. And he said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice. Listen to this now. Listen. The voice is the law. The voice, the law is the word. I know we're looking all over the Bible for this, and we're looking all over the Bible for that. If you can understand the law, and if you get the book, I got the law in the book categorized. It's simplified. And we're going to get to that too. Listen now, verse 21. I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he was unalive. This is the most important one. That through them I may prove Israel. Remember I told you, whether you're on the top or the bottom, the Most High is proving who you are. Whether you are the head or the tail, whether you are above or beneath, the Most High is approving who you are. Whether they keep the way of the Lord to walk therein as their fathers did keep it or not. Y'all need to highlight that verse, because this is going to free up a lot of us. Because now you can understand a lot of why we've been through what we've been through, why we do what we do, why we see what we see, why we act the way we act. Can y'all see that now? Can you see why we do what we do? Why we have so much? Why is it that even down to the point of how our women and our men are always bickering and bickering and bickering and bickering? All of this is because we refuse to obey the Most High. And that word obey means to endear. That means to hold it close to your heart. That means that I really want to please it. It is sentimental. Because you obey what you value. That's what we would call worship. You obey what you value. And so the problem is we don't value the law. So we don't obey the law. The law now has become something foreign and strange. As a matter of fact, sometimes people will say something like the Old Testament and the New Testament, and the law was done away with. I'm going to prove to you today that the law was never done away with. The sacrifices and the ceremonies. And why the ceremonies? Because the Levitical priesthood was responsible for the ceremonies and the sacrifices. Where are they today? They're not here. John the Baptist represented the end of the Levitical priesthood. Anytime you want to bring the end to any type of kingdom or any type of thing, you have to do what with it? Cut the head off. This is why John the Baptist was beheaded, because of who he was. This is we're gonna have to have a separate class so we can go deeper into that piece, so we can begin to understand that piece. And so here we go. Either way you look at it, you are being proved who you are. Do y'all see that now? Do you see that you are being proved who you are no matter which way you look at it? No matter what you say, you are being proved who you are. Now let's look at some of the ways that you're being proved who you are. I want y'all to type it in the comments. He says that you will be the borrower and never the lender. How many of us have a car loan? How many of us have a mortgage? How many of us live in a rental property? How many of us got a bank loan or credit card? How many of us want our credit straight so we can borrow? So what we're doing is we're looking for a master. We're looking because he told Israel, you will be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. But look at what we're doing. We're always looking to what? Borrow. He also says that was a sign. You will be the borrower and not the lender. Now, listen now. Listen now. And so some of us can't borrow because the master that we're trying to borrow from say that your credit score does not equal what they want. I've been told that before. And so what that means is that we're operating under the curse. But the blessing is I'm the lender. And I want to tell y'all, it is not far-fetched for us to be the lenders and not the borrowers. It is not far-fetched for us to be the head and not the tail. It is not far-fetched for us to be above only. Healed, fruitful, multiplying. Why then is it that we consistently are looking to go to someone else? Because of the mind. You have a slave mentality. We're in bondage. Now, go over, Pastor Nodis, go to the first verse that I gave you in Judges. I think it was Judges chapter 4. Now watch this, y'all. Watch this.
And the children of Yasharel again did evil in the sight of Yahuwah.
And what happened? And what verse 2?
Okay. When Ehud was unalived, and Yahuwah sold them into the hand of Yarim, the king of Canaan, that reigned in Castor, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt in Kerosheth of the other nations. Let me read it another way.
Now, I want to ask a question. Did the devil sell them? Did the devil do it?
No.
This is what I'm trying to get us to see. See, the Christian church would tell you that it's the devil. The devil did it. The devil did it. The devil did it. It is our disobedience.
The enemy didn't make us do nothing. We do it on our own, just like right here.
Y'all, it is our disobedience. The children of Israel again did evil. What is evil? Disobedience. So if we want to marry from a peasantry perspective, would that be evil?
Yes.
I'm just trying to help us out here. I'm just trying to help us out here.
Anything that the heathens, or that we have been, I'm not even gonna say that. Anything that we have been taught from the time that we came into the world and we looked at it as right, is really been evil in the sight of the Most High.
You better say it. And the sad part about it,
that's a hard pill to swallow for everybody, though. Like,
I mean, it is what it is. How many of the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord in verse 1?
they say all the children.
Come on, what's the next verse?
Hold on, let me go back to it. Where am I at? Verse 2?
No, you're going over to Judges chapter number 6.
Oh, chapter 6. Verse 1 as well?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. The Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Most High. So for 7 years, he handed them over to the people of Midian.
Who did this?
The Most High.
Why?
Because of the evil that we did in his sight.
What are some of the things that we're doing today?
The same evils.
Can I say we need to repent?
So you saying that if we gonna stay this way, he gonna keep on punishing us each time for the evil that we're doing? But hold on, I got a question. What if Yasharel don't know that they're Yasharel?
Listen, what did he say? He says, whether you keep them or not, you're going to still know who you are.
Okay.
That's what he said. Whether you do it or not, you're going to still know. As a matter of fact, there's a place that he says that you're going to be blinded to the fact of who you are. Y'all, this is very serious. I hope that you're getting it. And I really pray that you're getting it. And just don't believe the lie again. Don't believe the lie. What is the lie? What is the lie? The law is done away with.
The law is done away with. The law is done away with. That is a lie. And Sister Momo brought that out the other day, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1, where he tells us exactly what to do. To guard, to learn, to guard, and to do them, which is the commandments of the Most High.
To learn, to guard, and to do them. Remember, I just told y'all, to obey means it's a term of endearment. It's a type of endearment. You obey what you value. You obey your parents because you value them. You obey your job because you value them. You obey the laws of the land because you value them. You obey the school zone with those cameras now because you value that ticket that's coming in the mail. Why can't we value the law of the Most High?
Because of that ticket that's coming in the mail.
Yeah, because I get them tickets all the time.
You gotta slow down.
That's why I threw that out
They're
there.
gonna take your license away. What other verse was it? Chapter 8 as well?
Chapter, man, I don't know, I think it was chapter 10.
I didn't write everything down.
Yeah, chapter 10.
Verse
6, I think. Verse 6, chapter 10, verse 6.
Just verse 6.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as you read. Because y'all listen now, listen, I did not prepare this. I sat down at this desk, and the Most High gave me this right as I sat down. So this is not a prepared type of thing. This is straight off the cuff, right from the throne room of God. Okay?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Put some emphasis on this. Once again, the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Most High. They served gods that were named Baal or Lord. They served female gods that were named Ashtoreth. They worshiped the gods of Aram and Sidon. They served the gods of Moab and Ammon. They also worshiped the gods of the Philistines. The Israelites deserted the Lord, the Most High. They didn't serve him anymore.
Come on, read verse 7. Read verse 7, because that's the one I want.
So the Most High became very angry with them. He handed them over to the Philistines and the Ammonites. Every time the Most High get mad at us, he always hand us over to somebody else. And he always hand us over to the people that were serving their gods.
This is, and see the problem with that, right? These are their gods, not ours. So how can you come into another man's house and think you're going to be equal? How can you come over here and look for equality? Oh, we're not equal. You're not supposed to be. They told us that this year, last year, when a man said, look, this is what he said to you. You have birthright citizenship. That's an Egyptian mindset. You can only be over here with us Egyptians because you were born here. But you don't get equality here. No. And so what we've been doing is we've been trying to fit in. That's what I've been saying. When have you seen it work? Look at what they've done to Bill Cosby. Look at how Michael Jackson died. Look at the thing. Look at all of the stuff. Every time one of us think we are. And the problem is we can't go up one at a time. We either go up all or none. That's our problem. We all trying to get it individually. But who was the anger of the Lord kindled against? Was it kindled against me or was it kindled against the nation?
It was kindled against the nation.
And look at what happened. And so the spirit of bondage is what we get for disobedience. That's why you're scared. That's why you're looking outside of you for everything. What did God tell Moses when he was getting ready to build the Ark of the Covenant? I have put skills in the men. And you got to understand the Ark of the Covenant. It had electricity that was ran by copper. It had conduit in it. Everything that could run a light was in that was there. So all of the science that we see, it was kept cool. All of this was done right there. And where did it come from? Where did it come from? It came from us. Oh, this is serious, y'all. See, you don't know how you are the real superhuman. But because you don't keep the law, you are like, not keeping the law is like kryptonite to Superman.
It weakens you.
And eventually, what does it do? It unalives you. Because if they did not get Superman away from that kryptonite, oh, he was going to be unalived. We got to get away from these other gods. We got to get away from worshiping these other deities. We got to get away from this peasantry way that we're living life. We got to get away from it as a nation. As a nation. I want you to go tell your family, your friends, go tell your co-workers, your jobs, that we got to get away, because the only reason that you are afraid to lose your job is because you won't keep the law. The only reason your woman will challenge you is because she's afraid that you will wake up and see who you are. The only reason as a woman that you are afraid of that man is because you are afraid that he's going to wake up and see who you are. And so what has happened is we don't mind swapping. That's the peasantry mentality. I'm trying to help us, y'all. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I need to do that. So that you can see the value, so we can begin to worship the Lord. A songwriter wrote a song, worship the Lord. Magnify his holy name. Y'all remember that? That's an old song in the 80s. Worship the Lord. This is very serious, y'all. As a nation, we have a responsibility that we cannot, I'm going to tell y'all something. We cannot get away from it. You know why? Because it is a blood covenant. This is why we can't get away. Thank you for that. Put in the comments, I am Yasharel. We can't get away from it. We cannot consistently do. And like I said, what the first sin that Israel did, where the whole nation suffered, was when they started being intimate with women without accountability. When we started that, that's why Unc stays here. So when you come on here and say, why is he always on marriage? Why is he this? Because we must understand what the real problem is. And if the sad thing about it, most of you don't know what it is. And the ones who are complaining about it, you are rejecting the law, and you are probably the ones that's suffering the most. Hey, Shaq. The ones that's really complaining, and I see your comments. Sometimes I don't say nothing. I just pray for you. But you know who you are. You know who you are, the ones that's in the back room. And the only thing you're doing is you're messing your own self up. You need to listen, hear what the Spirit is saying to the called out ones. Because I'm only speaking to Yasharel. I have nothing else to say to no one else. Those that belong in, they're going to hear it. And if you don't like what we're saying, don't come. Because the moment you hear it, you become obligated to it. And this ain't nothing to be playing with. This ain't nothing to play with, people. This is not something to play with. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against who? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against who?
Yasharel.
So?
Israel.
Yasharel.
So if the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, who's the Lord mad with right now?
The same. Israel. Yasharel.
So that means that if I am Yasharel, and I know this now, do I have a responsibility? And what is the responsibility?
To keep the law, to keep the commandments, to obey the Most High.
Oh, y'all, this is simple. All it takes is a mind. Paul says, be transformed by the renewing of the mind. And all of this goes back. This is how serious it is. How we get married is our first problem. Y'all know that, right? Because we don't consider intimacy as marriage. Do y'all know that that's worshiping another God? Y'all know that, right? You know that, right? That's why it is so easy to do any type of contraceptives, because that's the worship of another God. Ashtoreth. Ashtoreth is where we get Easter from. The bunnies with the eggs.
Bunnies don't even lay eggs.
And I'm going to give y'all a little secret. Well, it ain't a secret. I let it out a year ago. From Easter to Christmas is 9 months.
Mm.
From Christmas to Easter is 9 months.
Serving a whole nother God during those months.
And so what happens is you get pregnant at Easter and you unalive the baby for Christmas and put it under the tree. That's the gift.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, you messing with people's stuff.
This is why Jeremiah chapter 10 is so important. Don't do what the heathen do. For they go on a tree in the woods and cut a tree down and fasten it that it move not.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
This and the gift was you passing your child that will be born right around the winter solace or solace until the hands of Molech, which is represented by the Stophalos of Nimrod's son. Y'all got to hear me. Who had intimacy with his mother. That should be enough to make you take the tree out the house anyway.
Take all of it out the house.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm trying to help us understand that we have a real dilemma here. And understanding that, and it is all based on how we marry. I'm going to tell y'all fellas something. Some lady, thank you for that, Zach Tran. We can go there too. You can grab that, brother, pass.
I got you.
Some lady, a buddy of mine, wife was unalived a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years. And he called me up today, and he said to me, man, it's hard out here. 40 women was after this one man. I'm not talking about something I heard. They were all waiting on his wife to be unalive so they could shoot their shot at one man.
Wow. That's crazy work.
And you know what, though?
Somebody to lose their life?
You know why? Because women were created for the man. But the way we got it set up is in order for that man to have another wife so that all women can experience the touch of a man,
you gotta wait till somebody lose their life.
Somebody got to be unalived. This is bad, y'all.
I got that for you, Isaiah 24, with Shaq trying to put in there.
All right, hey, Brother Wee, you ready with your study yet?
Man, oh man.
Huh?
Man, oh man.
It's a lot to unpack, huh, Wee?
And y'all listen, y'all. I did not talk to him about this prior to talking to him about this on this live, okay? Okay, I didn't ask him to do this study before today. I asked him in front of everybody. So what we gonna get today is what we gonna get today. Now, come on and give me what Paz said. I mean, what Mo Rich said. We ain't seen him in a long time. Jack Tramp.
The Most High is going to completely destroy everything on earth. He will twist its surface. He'll scatter those who live on it. Priests and people alike will suffer. So will masters and their servants. So will women and their female servants. Sellers and buyers alike will suffer. So will those who borrow and those who lend. So will those who owe money and those who lend it. The earth will be completely destroyed. Everything of value will be taken out of it. That's what the Most High has said. The earth will dry up completely. The world will dry up and waste away. The heavens will fade away along with the earth. The earth is polluted by its people. They haven't obeyed the laws of the Most High. They haven't done what he told them to do. They've broken the covenant that will last forever. So the Most High will send a curse on the earth. Its people will pay for what they've done. They will be burned up. Very few of them will be left.
Y'all hear that? And it's all because we won't do it God's way. That's it. Are you going to consistently believe the lie? Are you going to consistently believe the lie? I hope not. I pray not. Because we have really messed up. If you are going to believe the lie, you're going to remain in bondage. Aren't you tired of, aren't you tired of seeing our young brothers being put on trees in different states? Look around now. We in 2026. There is no equality for Israel.
Our brothers put on trees and tired of seeing our women tossed to and fro.
Right.
And not kept.
Aren't we tired of it? And there is no, hear me, there is no relief without repenting and turning to the Most High. Turning back to the laws. There is no relief. We will not get out of it. I'm trying to help us to understand. It's not about racism. It's not about discrimination. You are supposed to be discriminated against. You know why? Because you are supposed to discriminate. He told us to lend, to open our hand wide to our brother and give to him without usury. But he told us to lend to other nations for interest.
Let me reset the room real quick. For those that's just tuning in, y'all know what we talking about. Marriage, as all the time, folks will complain, but this is what we got to get to. And what Unc is bringing out right now is helping a lot of households. I know it's helping mine. And brother, we the people, we've talked and had discussions, brother, for 1 Peter 4:12. But what we ask for everyone to do, please continue to tap the screen, share the live, and repost it. Y'all also put that hashtag in there, hashtag I am Yasharel. Hashtag I am Yasharel. Continue to tap the screen, share the live, repost it. Bring your people in, because we need to wake one another up. We can't just hold this to ourselves. We can't gatekeep, and we won't. And that's why Unc is doing this on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Shalom.
To God be the glory. Hey, go back to Judges 10 and read verse 15. 14 first. 13 to 15.
All right, I got you. Chapter 10, verses
13 to 16.
All right. But you have deserted me. You have served other gods. So I will save you. I will not save you anymore. Go and cry out to the gods you have chosen. Let them save you when you get in trouble. But the Israelites replied to the Most High, we have sinned. Do to us what you think is best, but please save us now. Then they got rid of the false gods that were among them. They served the Most High, and he couldn't stand to see Israel suffer anymore.
Do y'all hear that? Didn't I tell y'all the only way we're going to get out of this is we got to repent and turn to the laws of God? Didn't I just tell y'all that?
Dang. The crazy part is they went to the Most High and told him straight up, like, we have sinned, do to us what you will. But the Most High seen that his people knew who he was, and he said, all right, fine, I ain't going to do it to you right now.
But you see, right? But it's simple, y'all.
But they woke up.
We got to wake up and realize that there ain't no equality.
What's Shaq trying to put in there? Oh, my favorite scripture.
There is no equality, y'all. Racism is here to stay.
I got you, Shaq Trump. My people are destroyed because they do not know me. You priests have refused to obey me, so I will refuse to accept you as my priest. You have not paid attention to my law, so I will not let your children be my priests. The more priests there were, the more they sinned against me. They have traded their glorious Elohim for that shameful God named Baal. They live off the sins of my people, and they want them to keep on sinning. So here's what I will do. I will punish people and priests alike. I will judge them because of their sinful lives. I will pay them back for the evil things they have done. My people will eat, but they will not have enough. They will have smecks with prostitutes, but they will not have any children. That's because they have deserted me. They have smecks with prostitutes. They drink old wine and fresh wine.
Listen, y'all, I got a question on YouTube, and the question says, so are we just doomed since it was written? No, we're not doomed, because the Most High says that we're going to return. We're going to get it right. And it's got to start with the men. It has to start with the men. How many men did the Most High unalive because of going into women and not keeping them? In Numbers chapter 25. 20,000 men. We say there's a shortage of men. That's why.
You're not funny.
Woo!
You're not funny.
Oh my God. Listen, y'all, this is very serious.
Where's the people at when you need them?
I'm right here.
Oh, you finally came in?
No, man, listen, man. I listen more than I speak, believe it or not. That's why I got so much to say when I talk.
Hearken unto me, my people. Give ear, O my nation. For a law shall proceed from me, and I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people. My righteousness is near, my salvation is gone forth, and mine arm shall judge the people. The owl shall wait upon me, and mine arm shall they trust. Lift up your eyes, O heaven, look up upon the earth beneath, and from heaven shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like the garment, and they that dwell therein shall be unalive like manna. But my salvation, my Yahusha, shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished. That's what 1 Peter 4:12 put in. Listen, y'all. We got to do it the Most High's way. We are the priests. We got to make up our mind, in our mind, that it is more important for me to do it God's way than anything else.
Read verse 7 up.
Hearken unto me, that ye know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Go over to Hebrews 8 and 10, I believe. Hebrews 8 and 10, because it's going to explain the heart and the law. Fear ye not the reproach of men. Why do we fear? Because we don't have the law. We're afraid of the law. Remember I told y'all, if we don't keep the law, what we going to be? In bondage. Neither be afraid of their rivalings or revelings. Don't be afraid of the stuff they threaten you with. We just got to do it God's way as a nation. Did you get Hebrews 8 and 10?
Yes, I got it right here.
Come on, read that real quick. Then I'm going to turn it over to brother Wee.
For this is the covenant that I will cut with the house of Yasharel. After those days, says Yahuwah, I will put my Torah into their mind and write it in their hearts, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be to me a people.
What did he say right here? He says that, hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness. Ye that know righteousness. Who knows righteousness? Yasharel. Our problem is we want to mix righteousness with religion. And it will not work. But he says, I'm going to put it in your heart, on your mind. In other words, you're going to have a desire to please me. Does anybody on here have a desire to please the Most High now? Is it becoming more and more sensible to obey the Most High now? That we're actually getting into, especially this bondage thing, When the Most High brought that out to me, I called 3 or 4 people, and they was just on the phone like, wow, wow, oh my, what? Yes, bondage is failure to obey.
I got a precept from Shack Tramp, Jeremiah 24:7, from what we just read in Isaiah 51 and also Hebrews 8. It says, "And I will give them a heart to know me, that I am Yahuwah, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. For they shall return unto me with their whole heart."
Listen, y'all, this thing is serious. Now, do you understand why I stay in relationships so much?
Yes, sir. Because we got to have a relationship with the Most High.
There you go. And you can't have a relationship with the Most High in peasantry because he only deals with royalty.
This is why religion is a lie. Because you need to have a relationship. You don't need to have religion.
There you go. There you go. Y'all, listen. Brother Wee, come on with your study on what you got so far. Please.
All right. Man, oh man. All right, so we're gonna deal with 2 words, y'all. All right, so let's write this down. All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat, just so y'all can fact check and do what y'all do on your own. All right, so the first word, microchimerism. Microchimerism. All right. The other word is mitochondria. Mitochondria. I know that these are multi-syllable words, and it literally it sounds like a total different language to us, and it is, but I'll get into that later. Let me put it in the chat so y'all can get it. I'm gonna break it up too. All right, there you go. It's in the chat. So the one that says 1 is the one that pretty much talks about on what happens in the body, what the whole universe of what Unc is talking about is happening when a man goes inside of a woman, and basically how he never leaves or departs away from that woman. The second one, mitochondria, which Unc asked me to look up. Mitochondria it deals with what happens within that universe of the man never leaving the woman's body on a cellular level. So basically inside of the cells, what is actually going on. So the inner workings of it, but the whole world or the whole universe of this thing of the 2 becoming one flesh, that can be proven by science, is that word microchimerism. That's that first word. The second one deals with the interior, when you dealing on the inside of the cell. All right, so let's get to it. All right, big concepts. Let me try to break it down in my little ghetto language as much as I can. All right, so when you deal with microchimerism, it's when cells from one person are alive and living inside of another person's body. Is you becoming one flesh on a cellular level. And how long does this happen? Once that man or that woman gets together, and women, when you submit yourself to the man like that, and you open up yourself like that, and he inserts himself on the inside of you, what's happening is that whatever he puts there stays there forever. We know that the scriptures say this already, to become one flesh. You could have learned that in Genesis. But on the scientific level, the scientists are saying, yeah, he never came up out of you. Nah, he pulled out. He's still there. So let's continue, all right? So society says that sex is just a physical act, but your brain sees it as a total system integration at this point. So my mind is telling me no, but my body, all that stuff like that. He was singing about microchimerism. That's what he was singing about. He was singing about it because why? Your brain sees it as a total system integration. It's weird. Like, I'm saying, just looking at this and just doing I ain't had that much time to do the research. I'll be better next time, y'all. But anyway, when you actually get into sex, when you're in the act of intimacy, you are releasing oxytocin, 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 which is literally the glue of human production. That means that this is the binding form. This is what actually keeps everything there. Your body was made to receive and never release. And this is this is the glue. This is the glue on the inside of you. You got a glue factory, and it's the oxytocins when you get released. Let's continue. So then, what does that mean in totality? That means every casual encounter leaves a footprint on you. Every time that you let somebody intertwine with you, I'm trying to be nice, but y'all know what I'm saying. Every time that you let somebody intertwine with you, they left a footprint on you, almost like they would do in the beach, but it's not removable. Instead of sand, it's cement. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to just paint a picture for y'all so y'all can get it in much simpler terms than what I read it in. All right. So anyway, any woman that becomes pregnant or suffers a miscarriage or has an AB, y'all know what I mean with an AB, Planned Parenthood, or has an AB, her cells, the cells, this is when it happens, or this is where the cells are even fused at, because during these times you think that, oh, okay, it didn't come full term, this happened, I made a choice, my body, my choice, blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. You made your body, you got a body, you made your choice. But it says cells are exchanged between mother and child, whether they are pregnant, miscarry, or have AAB at birth. So now that means that little baby that was trying to form inside of you is taking in everything that was put on the inside of you that can't be moved. So not only is it taking on your idea, I know you come out and you say, that's my baby, that's my child, that's my child. Well, according to the science, everything that was put on the inside of you that you can't divide yourself from goes into the baby. Now watch this. Those cells from the child, when it's exchanged even with the child, those cells remain in the body forever. That's also with the baby that's being born. Do y'all understand how deep this thing goes? There's a responsibility factor with this. I wish they would have taught me this earlier, but I'm sorry it took me so long to get up here. I kept on getting kicked off, but me and AI was fighting a little bit because I had to get to some answers. So anyway, we're going to get to that in a second. We're not far away from that. Let's continue. So it doesn't end there. All of us who are alive have living cells of our mother in us right now. Did y'all hear that? All of us that are alive have living cells from our mother that is in us right now. This is why they say that a mother has intuition about their children, because of the cells that they share together when they once anybody. So in other words, mama is not looking over the baby's shoulder to see what's going on with her baby. She's inside of the baby's shoulder. That's how she knows what's going on. She don't even have to talk to her child or whatever else like that. But that oneness that started when you let that man in you, that oneness is so deeply connected that you can be smiling in the room and your mom know you sad. She knows what's going on. I know my baby going through something right now. Why is that? Anyway, let's continue. It says, so this is what they call the bond between a mother and a child. When a mother becomes sick, watch this. When a mother becomes sick, clusters of cells run to whatever area that's in her body that is sick. Do you know why these cluster of cells run to the area of the body? Watch this. To make her well again. I wonder what cluster of cells are the first ones to run to the space of the mother whenever she's sick. Oh, that's easy. I'll tell you. It's all of the children that you had inside of you. Even the ones you AB'd. Even the ones that miscarried. Even the ones that they didn't make it all the way. Well, what that man put inside of you, all of those cells, if you get cut, if there's something going on inside of your organs and you can't figure it out, the ones that you might have unalived is the same ones that is coming to save you. This is why the scriptures even say that a woman will be saved through what?
Childbearing.
Childbearing. Let's continue, all right? Am I boring you out?
No.
Shalom, brother. Shalom, bro. Shalom. I'm just talking. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, so I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, so this is where me and AI got into a fight at, because I asked the question specifically the way that you asked, and it brought up a title bout between me and AI. So when I asked AI, what is the similarities between soul ties and microchimerism, they said that there is none, because one is spiritual and one happens on the scientific level. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, for y'all that's leaning heavy on AI, especially for the younger generation that's out there, listening and stuff like that, y'all better get in y'all word. Y'all better trust in the Most High over AI. And I said I ain't mean to rhyme, but trust in the Most High more than AI. Somebody better make some shirts or something, because the information that they're giving you is very misleading. If you don't know how to come at this thing, it's set up as parameters or barriers between you and information when you're supposed to be going there to get information. But anyway, so I asked, okay, come on, let's go through it. I asked, give me the similarities and the realities. Then give me the similarities and the realities between soul ties, what they would call soul ties, and microchimerism. So I'm gonna label it out, okay? I'm gonna deal with the features first. So I'm gonna say what the feature is, and I'm gonna divvy it up by what it said about soul ties and what it said about microchimerism. All right, this is what it is. So the features is the nature. So it says that soul ties is spiritual and emotional or a psychological concept. Soul ties is considered by AI to only be a concept of a spiritual, emotional, or psychological effect. It's a concept. All right, so let's keep on going. The microchimerism, which is the two becoming one flesh, which the scientists can clearly look at and see inside of the woman's body that he's still there. Let's see that part. It says that microchimerism is a verifiable biological and genetic phenomenon. They can't explain it. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon that the man can walk out of you and he's still in you. They can't explain it. If they could separate it so you can do what you want and hide the receipts, they hide the receipts. Let's keep going. So anyway, let's deal with the features. Another feature of the similarities between the realities and the similarities between soul ties and microchimerism is how it occurs. How does this thing actually come about? Well, it is formed through SEX.
Sacred energy exchange.
There you go. Thank you for cleaning that up for me. It is formed through that intimacy. Anyway, it says it is formed through SEX, a deep emotional intimacy, or you can receive this through intimacy by trauma. So anyway, that's what they say that falls under soul ties. Microchimerism. They said it is formed through pregnancy, organ transplant, or blood infusion. That's what they said. All right, so let's keep it moving. So what's the connections? What kind of connection does it make between the two people once those things happen? This is the connection that it makes. For soul ties, it's an invisible, emotional, and spiritual tether. Have you ever heard that word, tether? It's an emotional and spiritual tether to an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband or partner. All right, so that's what they're saying that a soul tie is, okay? Now watch this. They said that's the only way that it means that somebody is basically tied to you in the spiritual sense. When you woo, 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 woo. All right, come on. Now let's keep it moving. Microchimerism, which they believe in the science 100%, it says that it is literally living cells that forms the child or the mother that resides in their organs forever.
How long?
Yeah, that forever, ever.
Forever.
Forever, ever.
So that means that the Bible is right when it says that it's not a husband bound or wife bound to her husband until he's unalive. That proves that it's spiritual first.
Spiritual.
So watch this.
But brother Wee.
I got you.
I want to ask you a question. How does all of this, because we how it affects the woman,
Mm-hmm.
how does it affect the man?
The Most High is holding him accountable with everything that happens in his life.
What does the science have anything to say with that?
Well, the science pulls away from the man. It doesn't pull. It is not saying that the bonding factor is happening. You more so see the information on that on the soul tie part. But when it gets down to the actual science, they said the man is walking away, and there's no evidence that he's walking away with her on the inside of him. The evidence is pointing that
Don't worry, I got it.
she's. Imagine, y'all ever see like one of those hoarding shows with like the old people, and they got a house and they don't get rid of nothing, and they go in one room and it's like newspaper stacked up to the sky, and they go into another room and it's a bunch of antiques, and they go into another room and they got food and canned goods that's from like the 60s and the 50s and all of that. That's what some of y'all looking like. That's how science is saying that y'all are biological hoarders because you don't release.
Hey, Unc, I got what Shaq trying to put in there already for you.
Okay. Thank you.
I be seeing your little eyes over there squinting and stuff. I got you.
To God be the glory.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep
no,
going
I'm
with the
sorry.
people.
No. You got Shaq Trent. You said you want to do something?
No. We're gonna come back to fact. I want
Yeah,
you
we'll
to
come
finish
back
up
to
what you
that.
got.
It's everything that you saying, we the people. So keep
Oh,
going.
all right, I got you. All right, so now we're talking about the duration. So the duration in soul ties is believed to last until is spiritually or mentally broken. All right, this is where you have the woman thou art loosed, ministries that arise, and somehow these women still end up fornicating. But anyway, believed to last until spiritually or mentally broken. All right, now the other part on it is the microchironism. We're going to deal with the duration. It is said this is the science, not the spirituality stuff and what you believe in your mind and what your pastor told you. This has nothing. These are people in lab coats that are talking now. The people in the lab coats are saying it is permanent and can last. It can last for the remainder of a person's life. The remainder of a person's life is the duration. So the same way. So how are they the same? So now this goes for both. Everything that I'm saying right now goes for both. It's internally, it's the internal resonancy, both describing the harboring of a literal piece or a presence of another person deep inside of your own body. This is where soul ties and microchimerism start to agree. Then it says long-term separation is what causes the effects. Do y'all hear this? Long-term, what's divorce? Long-term separation is what causes the effects. Watch this. These things called soul ties or microchimerism, in both cases, they are seen as being active when the two that were one become separate. They completely separate from one another.
So, brother, we the people.
Yep.
I had to say it like that. Are you saying that even though they separate, that the soul ties that they're speaking of, like we hear a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I had to separate so I can get rid of the soul ties." Are you saying that they still gonna be there until that man unalives?
How can I say it in a language that you can understand it? Man, these soul ties activate. Man, these soul ties activate. Man, these soul ties activate. Activate. They activate. You don't see the effects when you're with the person as much as you see them when you're away from the person. So in other words, all right, I'm putting it in just like really crazy language. I don't know if any of y'all ever seen like scary movies and stuff like that or whatever else like that. Freddy Krueger, he lived on, what's that? Elm Street. Yeah, he lived on Elm Street. Jason Voorhees, he lived in like a campground and all this. If y'all know the crazy movies and whatnot and everything else like that, every time that you opened up yourself, I'm gonna just put it in the ugliest terms as possible. Let's say worst case scenario, you're not doing it the Most High's way. You let Freddy Krueger hit. You let Freddy Krueger hit with the claws and all, and the hat on, and the green sweater, and the orange. You let Freddy Krueger hit. And Freddy, he went back to Elm Street. But now Elm Street is on the inside of you. You let Jason Voorhees hit. Oh, he a thug. Oh, I just get, I mean, I ain't with these weak men. And you let Jason Voorhees hit with the machete in hand and the face mask on and everything. Like, and he didn't even take off his boots. Michael Myers, his wild hair and everything. Now you got the campgrounds of Jason Voorhees. You got the Michael Myers knife. All that is on the inside of you. And when you separate from these individuals and you say, I'm going to get married to this person now. You're bringing Freddy Krueger. You're bringing Jason Voorhees. You're bringing Michael Myers into the marriage with you. And it comes out during your mood swings because you've been separated from the person. So at one time, he's dealing with you. Then all of a sudden, Freddy Krueger come out. You might scratch the man in the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Another
slice
time
him up with a machete.
Yeah, like, know what I'm saying? Next time, like, know what I'm saying? The man get on his phone, he goes out for a little bit. Now you going through his phone and you're stalking him like Jason Voorhees. you stalking him on the phone and all this other stuff like that. And you think that you are in control. But the science is saying this stuff is activating because you separated from the ones that you was one with. I'm making it very colorful so you can understand and and everything else like that. But you know, she tried to come at me with a knife. That was Michael Myers, because it never separated. Do y'all understand that not the man in the preacher robe, but the men in the white coats are saying y'all don't. All right, let me keep on going. All right, so y'all gonna see it. So this is what it says. It says active influence of the two becoming one flesh through either the soul ties or microchimerism. All right, so this is what it says. It says both are believed to activate and alter the host, or AKA the carrier, AKA the woman. The body does it on a cellular level, but in soul ties, it's said to be done on a psychological level. It affects the way that you think. You're not thinking the way that you would think once a man goes in. He's changed the way that you think. Watch this. It now in the soul ties, it happens in the moods. This is the stuff that the scientists try to have to send the women to get Prozac for. Anyway, it happens in the moods. And then also the thoughts and your behaviors. I feel like wearing green and red today. I feel like wearing long claws today. I feel like buying a knife today. I just feel, man, and women are controlled by their emotions and their feelings, but that means that you're being controlled by the men that you let in you.
So why the doctors just don't say, stop sleeping with all the men and you won't be suffering from all these personalities?
Well, I asked the question.
You're in Egypt. They're not going to tell you that because that's not what they promote.
That's the small
Yeah, some doctors don't believe too, so you got them touching you and getting you information as a worldly aspect.
So they're gonna pretty much okay for them to keep on doing it to come back for the medication.
Yeah, so she was Forrest Gump, and he was Forrest Gump. She get that too.
Yeah, she walking around now. She got a problem with her legs. She got problems with her legs, and then all of a sudden she want to go running every morning. All right, so anyway.
Run.
She thinks she's a football player.
Yeah. So if you're a good dude like Forrest Gump, yeah, she gonna get that too.
But you know that was Forrest's mom that did that to him.
That's right.
Because if all of this stuff is real, that was Forrest Gump's mom that was getting knocked off by the principal, which is the reason why he was.
Yeah, I was about to say the mama was doing some strange things.
And anyway, mama was a rolling stone. Anyway, all right, come on. Come on, y'all.
So be careful of. I'm gonna just say I ain't gonna say the men. The man that you sleep with, because you're going to take on whatever he got going on internally.
Yeah. Let me add this right here real quick. Do y'all know that's a lot of times the arguments you get in with your wife is you're actually arguing with another dude that been with her?
Yeah, they don't know it, but that's she
horrible,
is
horrible,
bro. That's the sign. Listen, whether you go soul time. It is. It's diabolical and biological. Like, know what I'm saying? Because
this is deep way. God.
Yeah, man. I had to fight with AI to get to this information. That's why it took me so long. But anyway, so man, anyway, let's keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. All right. So anyway, so when you have these effects of the man being inside of you as a woman, the host, the carrier, that's what it calls you in scientific terms. Your boundaries get blurred. I'm gonna repeat it again. You have blurred boundaries because it says that soul ties and microchimerism, it merges one person into the identity of another. We talking about this on a cellular level. Remember, the mama knows what's going on with the child, even though, and all that other stuff like that. See, the Most High set this up to move in purity. You was only supposed to do that with one. And when you do it outside of, where's Brother Borte doing it Yah's way? When you set it up outside of doing it the Most High's way, and you ain't doing it Yah's way no more, it becomes a curse to you. You substituted the holy thing for the unclean thing. So now you're doing the same activity that you would be doing when you was holy, but now you're doing it like the pigs do it, like the crabs do it, like the shellfish do it. Y'all see what I'm saying? You're doing it unclean. And this is why it says in, 1 Corinthians, this is why your children are unclean. And it says that, but through marriage, he said, this is how your children become what? Clean. Anyway, that's too deep. We ain't going there. All right. So anyway, so you're going to have blurred boundaries because you've been merged with one person's identity into another. All right. So let's keep on going. So it says irreversible without effort. It says that both of these are irreversible without effort. Both are permanent by default. Both soul tied, or when we talk about microchimerism, both are permanent by default. Both needed, watch this, right? And somebody write this down. Both need intervention to change their impact. That's why the wife must be washed with the water of the what?
Word.
Because that's intervention. It is intervention. It says both needs intervention to change what? The impact on what was going on. That's what the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach is. All of these things change the impact on what was going on. Y'all don't think that y'all need, now I don't need a man. Yeah, I don't need a husband. I don't need to submit. Okay, well, fine. Go ahead and stick with your permanent default and operate like that. And it's ugly. And like I said, women, this literally means that you made your body a haunted house. And these things are running around in you. These men, you trying to talk, it reminds me of the man that was cutting himself up in the tomb. And when Yahusha spoke to the man didn't speak. The demon spoke. The demon that was living in the house. You know, your body called the house, the temple. I ain't trying to be super deep, but y'all know what I'm saying. You a haunted house. This is why we need to repent. And this is why you need to stop rolling your eyes at the information, sucking your teeth, turning it away. There's a reason why you keep on coming back. All right, anyway, let's keep moving. So it says, all right, now this part is deep. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. Forgive me, forgive me. I asked it, why can't this be taught in SEX education in school? Because I'm like y'all, like I'm saying, we should know. But to know it on that level when we old, we can't do nothing about it. But I know what they be teaching us in school. So I said, at the root of the problem, you teaching, wow, if this is so much a part of SEX, why isn't this being taught in SEX education in the school program? Here we go. The first thing that they said concerning soul ties is that they can't do it because it's spiritual. Because this is talking about something that is spiritual, we can't quantify that to speak on these things because it deals with belief and spirits and everything else like that. But wait a second, you be teaching about Zeus, you be teaching about Prometheus, you be teaching about all these other false gods, and that's spiritual for the Greeks. That was spiritual for the Romans. You be teaching us about Isis and all this other stuff like that, and amongst the Egypt, that's spiritual for them. But you can't teach anyway. So let's keep it moving. So let's deal with the science of it. Let's get down to the science part. Forget that, because they don't believe no how. Reprobate. All right. So anyway, when we learned what we learned from the reprobate school system, I said, why can't sex education teach these things if all of these things are this important? It says because it belongs to advanced genetics, not sex education. It says that sex education focuses on reproductive health. Reproductive health. And the other thing they said that sex ed focuses on is that it teaches it is set up to teach your children all their choices. I'm gonna say it again. SEX education is set up to teach your little babies all of the choices that are available to them, and the safety and the health outcomes. But you ain't gonna teach about microchimerism. You're not gonna teach about. All right, so let's keep on going. Another thing that it says that SEX education doesn't want to confuse the students into complicating pregnancy outcomes with sexual behaviors. I'm gonna say it again. SEX education does not want to confuse the students on complicating what's happening when you're pregnant. Who really is the baby daddy? They don't want to confuse that. And then on top of that, the pregnancy outcomes then along with what you're doing when you start to get active as a child. Let's continue. Because I had to fight them for this information, but praise Yah, I won. SEX ed does not want to teach against women. The reason why they will not teach this in the school is because it literally said that SEX education does not want to teach against women because their bodies store the DNA of every sexual partner. This would be categorized by their standards as misinformation because they do not want to teach against women. Let's continue. So, man, but I think the women need to know this more than anybody. It's affecting them more than anyway. SEX education says that it would have to change. The reason why they can't teach this is because it would have to change all of the curriculum that is out today. It would literally have to change all of the curriculum that is out today. It would be called a curriculum overhaul if they were to do it. The change could not happen fast. It would have to happen very slow. It would have to be state approved. The state would have to approve what's being said. And then also health programs would have to also approve what was being said. And then it says that this would require many years of political reviews. Politics got to get involved. Textbook updates, which means that they got to change the things that they're giving out for our children to read. And then it says they will also have to, this will cause a change in the baseline of human health. They will have to change the standards in all of what they're doing and putting out there today. So then also the last thing, and I'll shut up after this. They would have to change, everything would have to be changed on a state and national level. All right, I'm shutting up.
That proves right there, y'all, that the law is wisdom, understanding, it is perfection, it is righteous, it is holy. That everything he just said proves that the law is good. And when we deny the law, look at what happens to us. Look at what happens to us. The reason I asked him, what does it affect, what kind of effect does it have on the man? Because the effect on the man is he lose his value. Because the most valuable thing a man has is his seed. Your seed is more, that's why the Bible says if war is going and he don't have no children, he don't have to fight. Leave him at home because he don't got no offspring. because his seed is actually more valuable than him. That's serious. That's the effect they have on you. And when you're with these women, and everybody's just out here just having fun. Just having fun. And look at what we done. But thank God. He says that he sent his word to heal and to deliver us. What's the word? The law. So the law is what heals and delivers us from what our own destructions. So we don't have to stay in this predicament. We don't have to stay in this situation if we're willing to repent and do it God's way. Come on, nobody like me.
Shalom, shalom. I mean, he basically brought up the facts. Like, what more can I say? Like, I mean, you know, when you don't go into the scriptures prove itself, but then you go into, information that's been written down in the books of scientific books, biology, you bring that out, and they still asking more questions. So I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Like, this is a matriarchy, man, at this point, man. I mean, but the scriptures say that, though. It says that in Jeremiah that a woman shall compass a man. So this is what we're dealing with right now, man. The woman has compassed us when it comes to not listening to what we have to say as men and bring our actual facts to them. They still question it. They still don't believe it. So, I mean, what else can you say, man, at this point?
Well, Brother Nobody, I'm going to say this. We men got to stand up and speak with a backbone. You can't be afraid of that woman. You cannot. We got to get rid of all the Ahabs.
One thing I could say, man, what pisses me off more than the rebellious woman is a simp, man. I can't stand the simp, man. I cannot, man. That's number one on the target list, man. Is a man that bends over backwards for a woman, man. And a woman that's not even trying to get right with the Lord. That's number one. She's not even trying to get right. She just want to live the way she wants to live. She wants to do what she wants to do. That's satanic to me, man. When you go into that, that's satanic.
Woo, a mife. That's what you call it, a simp. A simp over here, we call him a mife. That's a
A mife. Yeah, that's...
We call him a milk. We call him a
I like that.
You see they put it in the chat. Because we deal with that. Pass. Come on, read. What our friends.
I got it. I got it. I mean, Ezekiel.
What you see, all the names they putting up there, Brother Nobody. All those names is what they've been called on this live. A roger, a male wife, a mife, a jellyback. All those names.
Dumpster diver.
I can't stand them all. Put them all in the bag and let's throw it in the river, man.
Don't forget that.
Let them drown, man. You gotta drown them out. We gotta drown all those type of men out, man. Those men is just damaging the congregation, man. They damaging the tribes, man. They damaging the who we are, man. We gotta get them out. You saw what happened today with the dude named Yada, right? He been beating on his wife behind the scenes, man. But then going online saying that you gotta do this and do that for the women and all this stuff, man. Now he divorcing her, man. She divorcing him, man. This what I'm trying to say, man. That stuff always catch up with you, man. The Lord is always watching. He's always sending out judgment, man.
Wow.
When you ain't right, man.
To God be the glory, man. Hey, come on, Brother Pass.
Ezekiel 16. Shack Tramp said 32 through, was it 42, Shack Tramp?
45.
Or 45. But as a woman that breaks wedlock, which takes strangers, instead I want everybody to highlight these scriptures. But as a woman that breaks wedlock, which takes strangers instead of her man or her husband, they give gifts to all whores. But you give your gifts to all your lovers and hire them that they may come unto you on every side for your whoredom. And the contrary is in you from the other women in your whoredoms. Whereas none follows you to commit whoredoms, and in that you give a reward, and no reward is given unto you. Therefore you are contrary. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of Yahuwah. Thus says Adonai Yahuwah, because your filthiness was poured out, and your nakedness discovered through your whoredoms, with your lovers, and with all the idols of your abominations, and by the blood of your children which you did give unto them. Stop me when you need me to.
That proves to you right there that all of the lovers gets transferred to the son, to the children. It's all right here, y'all.
Wonder why your children act like somebody else. You like, I don't recognize this child.
Right.
They ain't got none of me inside of them. Behold, therefore, I will gather all your lovers with whom you have taken pleasure, and all them that you have loved with all them you have hated. I will even gather them round about against you, and will discover your nakedness unto them, that they may see all your nakedness. All them men that you've been sleeping with, that's inside your head. The Most High says that he's going to gather them all. Like, what do you say, Unc? Is the blood something? It passes through the blood what?
The blood-brain barrier.
The blood-brain barrier. That's what he's talking about right there. That's that blood-brain barrier. And I will judge you as women that break wedlock and shed blood are judged. And I will give you blood in fury and jealousy. And I will also give you into their hand, and they shall throw down your eminent place, and shall break down your high places. They shall strip you also of your clothes, and shall take your fair jewels, and leave you naked and bare. Ain't that how some of them get left sometimes, in the middle of the night, naked and bare?
Yep.
They done stripped them of their clothes. Ain't even trying to be with them. And I will also give you into their hand, and they shall throw down your eminent place, and shall break down your high places. They shall strip you also of your clothes, and shall take your fair jewels, and leave you naked and bare. They shall also bring up a company against you, and they shall stone you with stones, and thrust you through with their swords. And they shall burn your houses with fire, and execute judgments upon you in the sight of many women. And I will cause you to cease from playing the harlot, and you also shall give no hire anymore. So will I make my fury towards you to rest, and my jealousy shall depart from you. And I will be quiet, and will be no longer angry.
Stop.
Let me stop.
He says, and my jealousy shall depart from thee. Do y'all see what that's saying? When men put more value on the woman than the Most High, do y'all know that that's jealousy from God?
Oh, yeah. But it was after he stopped them from playing the harlot.
Right. He said, I want to remove it. So as long as we're out here doing this stuff, we're receiving the punishment. But go ahead.
Because you have not remembered the days of your youth, but have fretted me in all these things. Behold, therefore I will also recompense your way upon your head, says Adonai Yahuwah, and you shall not commit this lewdness above all your abominations. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against you, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
What?
You are your... Okay, I'm going to stop.
What? So if your mama was a 304, guess what?
You're going to be a 304.
Oh my God.
Remember it said that everything that's on the inside of the mother and the child, they begin to share the cells. The Most High is letting y'all know. He's speaking to everybody on the spiritual and the biological level. You can go to the Most High and get them both.
Dadgum. That means, because we look at whoredom, or 304dom, put some fruits in the chat. We look at that as, just a woman that gets paid to sleep with men, or that's just sleeping with many men. Got me about to sing the 50 Cent song. But anyway, with many men. But what the Most High just said is, if your mama was sleeping with, let's say, more than one man, we ain't even going to give a whole number, then the daughter going to do the same thing. So as the mother does, so will the daughter do. He looks at you the same just from sleeping with another man. Boy, that is crazy. The Most High don't be playing.
But the thing about it is that I saw somebody put a scripture up last time that we was here that said, they were talking about how the sins of the father, the Most High won't hold accountable the the sins of the father over the son. And we got to rightly divide this thing, y'all, when we speak on this thing. When the Most High is speaking on that, he's not speaking against himself. He's not schizophrenic. He's not a female that's letting multiple dudes go into him, so he's thinking all over the place. He is single-minded. So when he's talking about that, everybody that's born has an opportunity to break that cycle. He gives you an opportunity to either choose life or to continue on the path of what you should. Sometimes it's almost like this. You're either going to choose your future or you're going to choose your past. And that's what you're going to live out. And what most people have done, they have chosen their past. What does that mean? They're choosing the same things that their mother did. When the Most High sent a pastor, a prophet, somebody there that was there, a Mordecai, somebody that tried to warn you so you don't go down the path and destroy yourself. But as soon as you take your foot and the big toe or the pinky toe touch the path that your fathers or your mothers walked on, these things activate. That's how it gets passed down to the third and fourth generation. It's in them to do it, and the only way out is the intervention of Yahushua HaMashiach.
All praises. I'm going to finish this last verse 45. You are your mother's daughter that loathes her man or her husband and her children. And you are the sister of your sisters, which loathe their men and their children. Your mother was a Hittite and your father was an Amorite.
That right there,
brother.
You got it.
Hey, I just wanted to say, we look at the physical, right? Everybody losing their eyes and look at our bodies. The Most High is going to use his spiritual eyes to look through your body. He's going to see your spirit. He can see how many men you have dealt with. He don't need to ask you that. He can see right through you. You women don't understand when the Most High is going to judge all of us, man. He's going to see in our spirit. He's going to see all the foul animals we've been eating, all the unclean things we put into our body. He's going to see all that stuff. That's why he's going to be able to judge you on the spot, because he's going to be able to see your spirit. He ain't going to be looking at your physicalness, man, how beautiful you are and what kind of curves you got. It's not going to be that. It's going to be directly looking at your spirit. So you're going to be able to see how if you've been a whore your whole life or you haven't. Straight up, right there on the spot. And you women got to understand that. So y'all think y'all hot, y'all running away from judgment. You can be with as many men as you want to. You don't have to believe that. Oh, I don't believe that. You don't have to believe none of it. When the Most High on Judgment Day, he's going to look right through you and see what type of person you've been, what type of individual who's been from the beginning, man. And all these men that come on every day and try to warn you women about sleeping with all these different men, the Most High hates adultery. Plainly in the Bible, he tells you that. He said to take the man and the woman and stone them to death, so that you don't spread wickedness through Israel. He hates it. He hates adultery. That's one of his top sins for death.
Hey, bro, you got to say unalive. They want to shut the chat.
Unalive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, put fruits in the chat.
I apologize.
Right.
I apologize.
No problem. We understand. Listen, I want to just bring out that word loath. It means to be angry with your husband.
And your children.
It means to defile. It means to be the word abhor. It means to reject.
Man, hey, I'm going to get y'all. Fruits in the chat.
Yeah.
Fruits in the chat.
Yeah, you can't say 304.
304.
We trying.
Abhorred, angry. Listen, y'all, we gotta really do it God's way. And men, you can wash the woman with the word, but she gotta want it. That's why Paul says, wives, submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. This thing is coming out more and more clear to me. Is it coming clear to anybody other than me?
Facts on facts.
Because he says, wives, submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. And then the next three verses is an explanation of the submission. And then the next verse says, wash her with the word.
Facts. Water the word.
The water of the word. So when we're talking to her, we're baptizing her, cleansing her, that we might can present her to us faultless and blameless and perfect and holy. But it starts with submission. Now I understand. And that word is hard because of other men that's in her. And other men that's willing to go into her. That makes it hard. But if you want to do it God's way, women and men, let's do it. Y'all.
This real quick.
I see why a lot of
To balance.
Huh?
Can I say something real quick? To balance out what my brother said, because he's right about the women. There's a side of this for the men as well, because the scriptures say a false balance is an abomination before the Most High. We don't want to. We're talking to you women right now because the receipts are in your body. When Yahusha told the woman you haven't had one husband, you had 5, he was letting her know your receipts are in your body. But the thing about it is that the Most High is holding the men accountable for every single woman that they touch. Every time that she went hungry, every time she worried and stressed because she couldn't pay her bills, every time that she had to provide food for herself, clothing for herself, shelter for herself, the Most High is holding that man accountable. And it says that, the ones that do better, I believe that it says that they get beat with many stripes. And look at the conditions of what happened to us through child support and everything else like that. This is many stripes on the back of the man, even though you're walking around and all of those things, but all of those men that went inside you, they still responsible. Every single one of them are being held accountable to some sort of degree. And the balance, that we have to present this with a balance, because the science can only point to y'all. So that's why we bringing it out, is because the science is pointing into the organs of the mother, the DNA that's left inside of the woman, the DNA that goes into the children. That's why it sounds like it's on you, it's on you, it's on you. All we're doing is repeating what the story is. We're not leaning in on y'all. But the balance is that's why the Most High said a man can have multiple wives, because it shows that a woman had multiple husbands.
All right, y'all, look. We got to come to a close, so I know Unc is getting ready to give everybody a minute. We try to get him off here so he can still get some rest, so he can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
To God be the glory. So listen, 1 minute, y'all, please. Brother, are you listening?
Blessings. Shalom, family.
To God be the glory. And we're gonna work our way down.
No, hey, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're usually done. Blessings.
No, I'm not. Tonight we doing something different. I just want to piggyback off of what Brother Nobody said. He's right. He looks at the inside, but your outside also projects, what you feel on the inside. So he gonna judge you for all of that. That's all I wanted to say. Shalom, family.
Oh, man, I got to send you something for that. That was a long one right there.
I've never heard him talk like that. Go ahead, bro.
We need you to talk more.
When y'all lead me to.
Facts on facts. You got it. I can't see the whole name.
Brother, nobody likes me. You
Nobody
up
likes
next.
me. I just wanted to say that this is love, like for you women. I might think this is like coming down on y'all, but this is actual love, because we're supposed to be an example to these other nations on how to be on this earth. And if we don't have our women in order, then how are we gonna have other nations want to be in order? How are we gonna get everybody for the Lord to free us from this bondage if we don't have our women in order? It's an order system that the Lord deals with. He deals with order. He tells you in Corinthians that you got to go through the son and get to the father, and then the woman got to go through the man. You woman can't bypass the man and get to the father, man. It doesn't work like that. So you have to go through your man. You have to honor your man and submit to your man, or the Lord's not going to look on you and say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna save you, but not him." No, he's not looking at it like that. It's an order system. There is no disorder in the heavens, man. The heavens is in order. Everybody is doing what they're supposed to do in order with Yahweh Bashing outside. That's all I gotta say.
To To God be the glory. But he's right. Again, we talked about that. That is the order. But go ahead. Who's next?
Bruce Leroy.
I don't have much to say, man. I've been always feeling the certain ways of how we the people brought out the what we call it the ingredients because we have to treat it as a meal what we read, even though we've been growing up with our people for so long in the traditional way of how we read the scriptures. But what we're doing now, we're doing better than what our people did. So we stand corrected as men as well. Now, however you take it from here on out is a direction that you choose, but no, you may lose. But I'm glad that you're here, and I appreciate knowing the ingredients because it just makes me feel better and clarified that I'm okay. But fellas, one thing that we also need to understand, I know we are men most of the time, and we like to, women get unresponsive to it, but we got to get our communication game up. We got to get our communication game up because it seems like what are we doing right here? We're communicating, right? We need to do this also, being better examples to who comes into our life so we don't make more mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Man, it's just it's been enlightening. It's been enlightening. Sometimes y'all think that I'm just saying things to y'all and whatnot, and I'm learning right along with y'all, even though it's coming out of my mouth. I'm learning right along with y'all, and this is what I'm talking about. One of the brothers asked me or gave a compliment on something that I was able to find, and I don't ask for these things, y'all, but I have a certain way of thinking where I refuse to take. I really don't have a lot of back down in me when it comes to like trying to seek things for that's in the word. So when I run into barriers with especially stuff with like AI, you're just supposed to be a library. Just tell me what I asked for, and it's giving me opinions, and I'm like, who are you to give an opinion on what's connected or what's not connected? I just asked you for the information, and like I said, sometimes y'all I don't know if y'all have these little arguments with AI when you did some research on something before, or you try to find something before.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll send you in a circle, but you just got to stick to it and stick to it.
yeah, man. And the thing about it is that I inquire about the laws of the Most High because I inquire about those things. Anything that can help me to understand his laws is going to be ultimately the Ruach Hakodesh that gives me the understanding that's going to teach. And I receive the Ruach as it comes out of the mouth of other brothers, even sometimes sisters. I receive it from every direction. I don't be looking for this stuff. I just happen to stumble on it, and it just comes out in googity googlobs. I can't stop it when it does. So I'm just bold enough to say it when I find it. And it seems like every time that I empty out the cup and I pour it out to y'all, he fills it up with something else that I can bring. So all praises to the Most High.
To God be the glory. We thank God for you.
Can I ask y'all a question? Did all y'all have fathers in your life or did you have y'all sat with and y'all went through the scriptures together? Like, did any of y'all, my father wasn't there, so I'm one of them. So what about y'all? I always wanted to know, were y'all fathers there to do this with you?
My pops wasn't there for none of this. I'm doing this with my children. I'm breaking the curse.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we can all say right now. But it still matters. But we know what we came from, but it don't necessarily mean it's good for us.
Right.
So we're beating those before us. So that's how we got to stay positive too. So I just wanted to know because that's a comeback story. You know what I mean? It ain't a story. It's a comeback prophecy. And we're doing better. That's all that matters to me right now. That's a lovely thing to me. You don't know how much that's appreciated.
To God be the glory.
I come from a background, my father came from the church, and, he was, I was a preacher's kid, and y'all know what they say about PKs, if y'all don't know.
Worst one.
Yeah, and all of that.
And a lot of times, my father would spend a lot of time with me and just talk with me just in general. But when it came to like sitting down, reading the scriptures together within the house and praying within the house, we more so relied on the church because he gave so much time as a volunteer to a ministry. And when that happens, a lot of times the children become occupational hazards. That's how you get the label as being the PK and all of that. And sometimes you're running away from that stuff. You really don't want to hear it because so much of the life of your parent is involved in the church. You're just like, man, I want to do something different. So I never really sat around, even if my father wanted to share it with me or whatever else like that. So a lot of the information I'm getting to right now is me and my father, we had different points in our lives. And but I appreciate everything that he did for me. All the times he sat and talked with me as a child and was there for me. How many times he came up and stopped me from being sent to disciplinarian schools and all of that stuff like that. My father really fought for me to be where I'm at. I'm standing on the shoulders of his information. He didn't know that he was an Israelite like we know it, like that. But I'm definitely standing on his shoulders.
God really good. Well, I did grow with a dad that did go over this stuff with me. I'm just like Brother We grew up as a pastor's kid. Same scenario, but we're gonna come back to that another day, brother. Who put that? My man, we're gonna come back to that another day because that's
about Bruce Lee. That's who asked that question.
Yeah, that's another conversation that we really need to have.
No, I didn't want you to. I mean, we can go into depth. I just wanted to know, for clarity, for just because there's people listening,
Right.
And we got to get to them that are having that same upbringing, and we got different levels, and you had a different attitude and this experience, so they all need to hear it because we got to bring them in.
To God be the glory. We thank God for that too. Brother Pass, you got anything else you want to say? Y'all, I'm getting ready to get out of here.
I just appreciate everything, the scriptures that were brought out today. It's like we the people said, my brother said, it's an eye-opener, This stuff, we don't know these things until we start studying to show ourselves approved. And the one that I'm really leaning on is what my sister Momo, if she's still in here, gave to us for the past Sabbath class that we had, which is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1. And we got he was speaking to Yasharel about learning the commandments, guarding the commandments, and doing them, applying them. We got to be about this life, and that's what I'm learning and been learning and instilling in my children, and I hope others are doing the same as well. Nourishwell is up next.
Yeah, we didn't hear from Nourishwell.
Yeah, Nourishwell, come on, man.
Straight fired, family, continue. This is beautiful, the level of information and knowledge that you all are presenting. I need not say anymore. Please continue. Much love and respect.
To God be
All right,
glory.
take us away.
To God be the glory. The last scripture I'm going to read, y'all, I got to get out of here. I want to just say this before I read the scripture. I try to get off in 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes at the latest. That's because my family shut down the house so that we can be on here without interruption. So they shut everything down. TVs are off, everything. Everybody go in their rooms. And then I got these speakers that's in my house that is going everywhere. You can't hide from it. And so I want to thank God for them and just allowing the respect for that. But I want us to remember that as we're on the live, that about 10:15 on Mondays and Wednesday nights, especially if I'm at the house, and y'all just look in the background, that's how you can tell I'm at the house. Let's try to get off about 10:15 at the latest, so that, and I always want to give, and I know sometimes we go over, but last week we went over so much. One of them nights we went over so much, my wife started dropping stuff in the kitchen. Yeah,
I knew something was going on because when you rolled your eyes, I said, yeah. You get in trouble.
Yeah, so and I understand, y'all. We work this together. Let's just all do it together so that everything keeps flowing smooth over here. And I just want to say, man, I really appreciate you guys. Know that we can come out of bondage. We just got to do it God's way. Remember how do you know you're in bondage? When you're looking for every someone else to do everything for you. When you're not looking to the hills on which cometh your help. My help coming from the Lord. You're not looking there. You're looking for the welfare system. You're looking for your job. You're looking for a loan over here. You're looking for this. We're looking for that. And all of us are guilty. But let's change this trajectory and really begin to seek the Lord. When I say seek the Lord, I mean to the law. I'm not talking from a Christian perspective. I mean seek the law. Go and read it. Don't wait till we get here. And if you don't have the book is a teaching book. It's just a teaching book. It's not long. I think it's about 50 pages long, if that. And all of it is really teaching. It has the law broke down in the categories of the law. So we can learn these things. We can get together. Let's do it God's way. Let's do it God's way. Let's do it God's way. Let's get out of bondage. He has not given us the spirit of bondage to fear. So let's do it God's way. Thank God for everybody tonight. We'll be back on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back again Saturday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Brother Pass will be coming on Saturdays at 3:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Central Standard Time. Y'all, let's do it God's way. You can look and don't forget to type in the chat. Don't forget to type in the chat. I am Yasharel. Hashtag I am Yasharel. Let's do it God's way. We thank God for all of the panel tonight. My good friend, Brother Norrisville. My good friend, are you listening? Brother Nobody that was up here earlier. Brother We the People, that's my good buddy, your neighbor. And we thank God for Brother Pass, y'all. We thank God for everybody tonight. Don't forget to put in the chat, I am Yasharel. And we thank y'all for 163,000 likes. You hear that? You hear that, Brother Pass? We did great tonight, y'all. Let's do it God's way. We'll see y'all on Wednesday night. We'll see y'all on Wednesday night. We thank God for everybody that was on YouTube. We ain't forgot y'all. We see y'all sitting over there. And we just want to say we thank God for y'all guys. Let's do it God's way. Let's do it God's way.
Where's our music?
There you go.